Hello dear student. Today I will discuss the topic slip of belt and length of open belt drive. So let us start. The first topic is slip of belt. For this we can see here a simple diagram of the belt and pulley system. Now this is the input shaft of the system and this is the output shaft of the system. And in this mechanism we can see here that driver pulley is keyed to the input shaft and driven pulley is keyed to the output shaft, and belt is here, and so that power can be transmitted from driver to driven. Now student, I have already discussed that the friction is play a very important role to transmit the power from driver to driven, and the working principle of belt pulley drive is the based on the principle. So if the friction between the belt and pulley are sufficient, then the smooth power is transmitted from input shaft to output shaft. But what happens if the frictional grip is not not in sufficient? Then if the friction between the belt and pulley is insufficient, this may cause some forward motion of the driver without carrying the belt with it. This may also cause some forward motion of the belt without carrying the driven pulley with it. This is called the slip of the belt. Means student, if the friction grip between the belt and pulley is not sufficient, at the same time क्या होगा कि कुछ ड्राइवर पुली का फॉरवर्ड मोशन हो जाएगा बिना बेल्ट को कैरी किए हुए, और ड्रिवन में उसी समय क्या हो जाएगा कि कुछ बेल्ट का फॉरवर्ड मोशन हो जाएगा बिना ड्रिवन पुली को कैरी किए हुए. तो इस फिनोमिनन को हम लोग स्लिप बोलते हैं. जनरली स्लिप कैन बी एक्सप्रेस्ड एज ए परसेंटेज, and now we can better understand from the derivation of slip of belt. Suppose S1 in this diagram, S1 percentage slip occurs in this system, which is driver and belt system, and S2 percentage slip is occurs during the driven pulley and belt system. Now we can see here this is the S1 percent slip between the driver and belt, and this S2 percent is the slip between the belt and the follower, we can say driven. Now student, the velocity of belt passing over the driver per second. It is the driver now. So whatever the velocity passing through this driver per second. Now the velocity, actual velocity, ideal velocity is what? This v is equal to pi d1 n1 by 60. But this is not occurs because due to s percentage slip is occurs in the driver and the belt. So the net velocity we can write pi d1 n1 divided by 60 minus s1% of slip of the actual velocity. That means pi d1 n1 by 60 minus pi d1 n1 by 60 into s1 by 100. S percentage can be written s1 by 100. If we take the common pi d1 n1 by 60, we can write pi d1 n1 by 60 into 1 minus s1 by 100. This is equation number 1. Now student, similarly, the velocity of belt passing over the follower per second, we can write the pi d2 n2 by 60. This is the actual velocity, but this is not a velocity occurs at the driven side because slip will occurs at this side. Now for this is the output velocity of the driver and belt side. So this is the input for the driven side. So there is also slip between the follower, or you can say driven and belt. That is called the S2%. So net velocity can be written V minus V into S2 by 100. This V is the, here we can say this is suppose V1. Now this is suppose V1 and this is V1 and this is V2. Suppose V2 is equal to pi d2 n2 by 60. This is equal to V1 minus V1 into S2 by 100. And take the V1 as a common. You can write the equation V1 into 1 minus S2 by 100. If we put the value of V1 from this equation, we can write pi d2 n2 by 60 is equal to pi d1 n1 by 60 into 1 minus S1 divided by 100 into this value 1 minus S2 by 100. After multiplying these two equations, we get pi cancel from here, 60 and 60 is cancelled from here. Now we can get the velocity ratio as a n2 by n1 is equal to d1 by d2 into 1 minus S1 by 100 minus S2 by 100, because in the multiplication between the S1 into S2 divided by 100 minus 100 into 100, this is value becomes very low, so this value is neglected from here. Now we can write these equations again. This d1 by d2 into 1 minus S1 plus S2 divided by 100, and this S1 plus S2 is nothing but it is a total percentage of slip. This can be written completely S. Now d1 by d2 into 1 minus S by 100. This S is equal to S1 plus S2. This is the slip of belt. Now student, if the thickness of belt is considered, because the diameter is up to this is the diameter d1, but some oversize, some, this is, suppose this is belt, so this thickness can be taken. If thickness can be taken, if thickness will be considered, now T will be added in numerator and denominator in this equation. So T will be added in the diameter d1 and T will be also added in the diameter d2. Now the complete equation can be written when the thickness of belt will consider. Now this N2 by N1 is equal to d1 plus t divided by d2 plus t into 1 minus S by 100. So this is the slip of belt equation. Now student, we can better understand when we solve the one numerical problem, which is as follows. दिस इज न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम. आइए देखते हैं इस न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम को कैसे सोल्व करेंगे स्लिप ऑफ बेल्ट के इक्वेशन को यूज करके. न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम इज दैट an engine running at 150 rpm drives a line shaft by means of a belt. The engine pulley is 750 mm diameter and the pulley on the line shaft weighing 450 mm and 900 mm diameter pulley on the line shaft drives a 150 mm diameter pulley kit to dynamo shaft. Find the speed of the dynamo shaft when one condition is there is no slip and second is there is a slip of 2% with each drive. Now this is the question for line shaft and this is the diagram of line shaft. We can say here there is a engine shaft and there is a dynamo shaft. Now the power is to be transmitted from this shaft to this shaft and the RPM is given to the engine shaft is equal to N1 is equal to 150 RPM and the diameter of all pulleys is given, such as this is D1 is equal to 750 mm, this is D2 450 mm, this is D3 is equal to 900 mm and this is D4 that is 150 mm. We can see here. So the first is to find the speed of speed of dynamo shaft when there is no slip between the driver and driven. Now what happens? Simply write the velocity ratio equation between the pulleys 1 2 3 4. Now power is transmitted from 1 to 4 which is written as, suppose, N4 by N1 is equal to the driver pulley is D1 and driver pulley again in D3 divided by D2 into D4. Now we can see here N4 by N1 is equal to D1 D3 D2 D4. Put the value of all the parameter given here. Now N4, that is speed of the dynamo shaft, will be calculated. So N1 is equal to 150 rpm, D1 is equal to 750 and D3 is equal to 900 and D2 is equal to 450 and 150, all are in the mm. So N4, the speed of dynamo with the when there is no slip occurs, that is called that is find the value is 1500 rpm. And the second case, when the 2% of slip will occurs, then what is the speed of dynamo? Now we can write the equation, students, from here. We can see here this velocity, this equation, right? This equation. Now this equation can be write N1 N2 by N1, because this is for the 2 pulleys, but this is for the 4 pulleys. Now this equation can be write N4 by N1 D1 D3 D2 D4 into the slip will occurs 1 minus S1 by 100 into 1 minus S2 by 100. We will put the all values, because S1 and S2 is equal to 2% with each drives. So we can write the S1 and S2 is equal to 2. Now put the all values and we get N4 is equal to 1440 rpm. सो स्टूडेंट यहाँ पे देख कर रहे हैं हम कि जब इस सिस्टम में स्लिप नहीं हो रहा था तो हमारा जो डायनामो शाफ्ट का स्पीड था वो 1500 था, लेकिन स्लिप जब हुआ तो हमारा जो स्पीड है वो 1440 1440 आरपीएम ही रह गया, यानी कि 60 आरपीएम जो हमारा है वो लॉस हो गया ड्यू टू स्लिप। सो स्टूडेंट, स्लिप किसी कभी भी हम बेल्ट ड्राइव को इसीलिए प्रिसीजन ड्राइव के लिए कभी यूज नहीं करते हैं। जैसे कि एग्जांपल के तौर पर बता रहे कि वॉच है, हमारा घड़ी है, तो घड़ी में गियर्स, छोटे छोटे गियर्स लगे होते हैं, बिकॉज हमको वहां पे हाईली प्रिसाइज वेलोसिटी रेशियो चाहिए। तो अगर इस तरह का स्लिप अकर होगा तो हमारा जो फंक्शन है वॉच का वो ठीक से नहीं हो पाएगा। दैट्स व्हाई वी कांट यूज व्हेन द प्रिसिजन वेलोसिटी रेशियो इज रिक्वायर्ड इन द मशीन। So this is the slip. Now student, the topic is how to find the length of open belt drive, and the second is how to find the length of cross belt drive. So student, this is the very important derivation to find the open length of open belt drive, and this type of derivation mostly asked in the examination, and many times these questions have been asked. So this is the conditions, and I will discuss you in details how to find the length of belt. So student, to find the length of belt, we can see here one larger pulley is here, which radius is R1 and center is O1, and similarly this is a smaller pulley we can see here with the radius is R2 and center is O2, we can see here. Now the belt is over here, belt यहाँ पे लगा हुआ देख रहे हैं हम. So in this diagram we can see here the belt leaves the larger pulley. Belt leaves the larger pulley at E and G. E and G, because there is no covering with the belt between the E to G, and the covering portion from the belt is G to E, not E to G. Similarly, in the smaller pulley we can see here H, F and H. Between the F and H there is an uncovered portion with the belt, we can see here. So some of the geometrical construction here, and the first geometrical condition is here that draw the O2M perpendicular to O1E, we can see here, so that alpha is the angle between the O1, O2 and M. Alpha is the angle between O2, O1 and M. So student, we have to find the length of belt. Now what is the length of belt? The total length of belt is that we can see here the L, arc of G, J, E. We can see here the arc G, J and E plus length E, F. Now the arc F, K, H, and now the length G and H. So this is the total length of belt. Now two arc, which is from G, J, E, and the second arc in the smaller pulley is F, K, H, and 2 is the length, that is E, F and G, H. This is the complete length of belt. This arc can be rewrite as a when we multiplied the twice of this length, arc J, E, we can see here, and the length E, F. Now the arc F and K. If this value get twice, we can find the total length of belt. So this equation can be written as twice of arc JE plus length EF plus arc K, FK. So first of all, we have to find the all parameters here. How to find the JE, EF and arc FK. Now let's start. First of all, let's see what is the value of alpha here. That is the alpha, and this is the 90 degree. So this becomes base. So this becomes here base. This is hypotenuse and this is perpendicular. So sin alpha is equal to P by H. Now P is O1M. We can see here. This is perpendicular, and H is O1 O2. Now O1M can be written as O1M. We can see here O1M can be written as O1E minus ME. O1E minus ME. अगर O1E में से EM को घटा देंगे तो हमको O1M मिल जाएगा. So this is can be written here. Now O1E is what? O1E is a radius of larger pulley, that is called R1, and because EM is just because EF is parallel to MO2. That's why we can see here the EM is just equal to O2F, where O2F is equal to radius of smaller pulley. So we can write this R1 minus R2, and O1 O2 is the X, that is called the center distance between the two pulleys, which can be written like this. Now student, sine alpha is equal to alpha, which is in the radian, and this will be sine alpha is equal to alpha is taken that because the alpha is very less. So simply alpha is equal to R1 minus R2 by X. Now student, what is the value of JE? We can see here J is what? Is the arc, and the arc length is what? Theta into radius. Now total theta is equal to what? Because this center line we can see here, this is the 90 degree, and this is extra angle made, this is called the alpha. Now the total angle between J and E is equal to 90 plus alpha. So radius is R2. Now the arc is written as, so radius is R1. Now arc is written as R1 into pi by 2 plus alpha. So this is JE. Now EF is the distance. EF, now in this diagram student, EF is parallel to O2M. So if you take the triangle O2, O1 and M, now we use the Pythagoras theorem, and we can write MO2 as a base, and the base is equal to root under O1 O2 whole square minus O1 M whole square. O1 O2, that means hypotenuse square minus perpendicular square, and we can write O1 O2 is as a X and O1 M is a R1 minus R2, we can see here, and this equation can rewrite as this. And when we use the binomial theorem, and using the binomial theorem, this EF can be written like this. So student, put the value one by one here, that is arc JE, EF, arc EF, and we can write here, we can see here this is length is equal to twice of, this is JE, R1 pi by 2 plus alpha plus X minus this is the length of EF, we can see here EF, and this is arc, this is the arc FK. So after solving these equations, multiplying with each other, now we get the equation this. If you put the value of alpha from this equation, alpha is equal to be R1 minus R2 by X, this is equation number 2, and put the alpha here, we get this equation L is equal to this, and after solving one times, the L is equal to this. So this is the length of belt, this is the length of belt, and this equation can also rewrite as pi into R1 plus R2 plus 2x plus R1 minus R2 chi square divided by x. This is written in the terms when the radius of pulley is considered, and when the diameter of pulley is considered, this equation also can be rewrite as pi by 2 into d1 plus d2 plus 2x plus d1 minus d2 whole square divided by 4x. So this is the complete length of open belt drive. So students, in the next lecture I will discuss you how to find the length of belt in the cross belt drive system. Thank you.